Okay, we'll catch you in a moment. If we can take the report for the 11th, please. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Pollastrini, and I have the unfortunate honor of being in Congressman Foster's district. But I also have the pleasure of working for Congressman Lahood on the 16th. So very excited that I'm able to get a little bit of Republican as well at the same time as working as living by a Democrat. So I just wanted to make that clear. Also, I wanted to say for the 11th district, worked super hard for all of the elections in all of the 8 counties. I wanted to point out one separate thing is that we also had people that not only were working in Illinois, but they were working with the Trump campaign and willing to pick up and go multiple times to other states to make sure that in those states we actually pulled out Republican victories. So we had people that were going to Wisconsin, which is a close one to be able to do just across the border because we're far up north in Illinois. We also had people that were flying out like you were to Pennsylvania. And I wanted to say Susan Altman is here. She was here earlier. Are you here, Susan? There she is. Susan, raise your hand. Susan traveled multiple times to Pennsylvania and worked with the Trump campaign there to work in various areas and to target voters that we needed to turn that state. So when Illinois, her precincts were down here and multiple precincts, she was able to travel. And I think that was happening in other places as well. So I thank all those people from the district that did that. I also want to say that there's been a lot of tabulating of outcomes that are still ongoing, but I wanted to point out that McHenry County Board Chairman Mike Bueller was a huge target. This election, they wanted to turn McHenry back to, I shouldn't say back to blue, but they had a county board chairman that was blue that Mike Bueller took 4 years ago. And so that race was really targeted, and they pulled out a lot of nasty little things that they did, but Mike Bueller still came up 7,000 votes ahead. So very much appreciated. So amazing work by all the precinct committeemen in the 8 counties. We then took a little bit of time for some Christmas parties that were filled with candidates, both successful and unsuccessful. And I want to stress that unsuccessful because we make contacts with people when they become candidates, and sometimes they're brand new, we've never met them before. If they've lost in the areas that are very democratic, we need to keep them. We need them to continue running for other things and to be a part of our organization. So I encourage everybody to do that same thing in your districts as well. Lincoln Day season is starting, and there's a lot of Lincoln Days as well as fundraiser dinners. In Boone's is February 1st coming up right away, and then Haynes, Wills, McHenry I know moves theirs to April, so anybody that can support those, we really encourage you to do that. Our focus here now is, of course, turning to the consolidated elections. And actually, because of the way they changed the law, we actually had to focus on them much earlier while we were still campaigning for Trump. So with petitions that came out September, October, and gathering those, we did that simultaneously while getting out the vote. So the focus this month then is to get write-in candidates to fill those seats that we still have a vacancy, where it's, vote for 3 and only 2 people have filed. We need to get candidates for those. The only amount of votes that you need for those is the same amount as your write-in. As your petitions to get your name on the ballot. That's the number that you have to have in order to win those races. So I encourage everybody to do that. If there are any vacancies for any of the races for school, parks, township, village, please try to find people to do that. That deadline, it's at the end of the month, and John's still here. Do you know is it the 30th?
Yeah, the deadline for service.
For filing for a write-in.
Filing for a write-in, yes. Either the 29th or the 30th.
Okay, 30th.
61 days before the election.
Okay, 61 days before the election, so double check the map and stuff. So that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. We'll go to commitment for the 12th.